All right, good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm 5 News meteorologist Stephen Elmore. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning across portions of the river valley just on the east side of Fort Smith. We're going to be starting our live stream here in just a second. Again, over the past couple of days, we've been seeing this continuous trend of these pop-up thunderstorms. Some of them, most of them are staying below the severe limit, but every once in a while we're starting to get these pop-up thunderstorms that do cross over that severe limit, and this is just crossing over again, just south of Alma, moving north of Greenwood. Now, they're continuing to extend the severe thunderstorm warning, so this is growing in size. They've moved it up just a little bit further up north as it approaches Alma. We'll give you the updates on what we know right now with this severe thunderstorm warning. Again, this is one of 3 severe thunderstorm warnings that we've had so far this weekend, where we've just had these isolated pop-up thunderstorms, and every once in a while one of these cells wants to try to cross over the severe limit. This is for 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and nickel-size hail, so we're still below what is considered the damaging range for that hail. That hail is considered damaging once we cross over into that quarter-size hail. We'll give you exact location of where that hail is currently. Pull it up here real quick. And there's that hail core. It's not very significant at all. The Lavaca area, you probably just saw some hail try to move through. Again, very small, anywhere between pea and nickel-size hail. Not damaging just yet. Probably hearing it hit on your roof or the outside of your house right now. Other than that, though, that hail core is actually starting to diminish just a bit. We've got that light gray that just went over Lavaca, and as it continued to push towards Kibler and towards Mulberry and Alma, that cell continues to decrease. So it looks like our hail threat is decreasing, but maybe starting to see some of those wind gusts becoming damaging. It's right over currently where that rainfall is, and the strongest lightning is going to be, Lavaca right now is seeing a really good lightning show. They're seeing a really good radar signature for some hail below the severe limits. Once we start seeing that light blue, that dark blue start to pop up within those hail cores, that's when we consider potentially starting to see some damaging hail in that area. Right now we're just seeing that light gray, so maybe just some small hail coming out of this cell. Let's take a look wide across 5 country. See where those storms are moving, where they're coming from. Again, those dew point values outside currently are still in the high 60s, low 70s. So any one of these systems could cross over the potential for some severe weather. We have some rainfall, some lightning moving into Washington County. We have another system trying to work across portions of southern LaFleur County that's producing some lightning as well. This could be severe warned here in just a little bit. We had that special weather statement. If you were with us earlier on in the evening, we talked about that special weather statement is what's considered just below the severe limits, so it hasn't crossed over that 50-mile-an-hour threshold, and there's no hail involved, so it's just a really good thunderstorm. This is our only system we've had tonight that's crossed over the severe limits so far. Let's break it down where the severe thunderstorm warning is heading. All right. So again, Alma area, you're probably seeing some really dark clouds just outside towards the south of you. If you take a look outside, you're seeing probably some good lightning, really dark clouds moving in. Severe thunderstorm warning heading your way. Again, below the damaging level for that hail right now. You're going to see some potentially strong winds right now. This is only at 60 miles an hour, so it's the lowest we can go for a severe thunderstorm warning. This is going out until, I believe, 8:15, so we still got about another 30 minutes on this warning. We are also with our live stream chat. If you have any questions, we can break that down. A lot of questions about Alma. Yeah, Alma area. You haven't seen it just yet, but it is heading your direction, and it is a really good lightning show. It looks like currently just on the north side of Lavaca. Kibler, you're starting to see some of that heavy rainfall now, maybe some lightning further off towards the southeast, and then Alma, you're up next to where we're going to see some strong winds and some potential lightning moving through. This is an area before that we've seen some severe weather already this past year. Alma, Dyer, and Mulberry. Right across I-40, if you're driving I-40 towards the east, you're going to see a cell trying to move across I-40. This is going to travel north up 71. But outside of this one severe thunderstorm warning, this one cell, the rest of 5 countries currently just seeing some scattered thunderstorms. Again, with our dew point values currently still being in the low 70s, high 60s. Any one of these cells from moving into Washington County, won't be surprised if we get a special weather statement out of that, and then potentially severe thunderstorm warning. And then this system we're keeping an eye on the south of Poto, on the southern end of LaFleur County, could start to see some of that special weather statement coming out, and then eventually potentially a severe thunderstorm warning. So we just have this one warning right now. Again, this is a highly populated area, so we try to log on with these and try to give you as best information as possible. The only severe threat I see with this currently right now is potentially some damaging wind gusts and that hail core. And like we talked about, as this hail core has traveled quite a bit, but only dropping anywhere from pea to nickel-sized hail. Greenwood area probably saw some hail on the east side of town, and then moving north, it started to grow right over Lavaca. Probably saw the worst portion of this hail move through. And as it closes in on Alma, crossing over I-40, looks like we're going to sit right around the pea-size to nickel-size hail, as long as this system doesn't continue to keep on growing. This is how our systems have been playing out over the past 48 hours this weekend, where they just kind of flare up and die out very quickly. But when they flare up, we can start to see those severe thunderstorm warnings start to pop up. Questions about Fort Smith. Right now, you're just seeing, let's take a look at radar. You had one system, one little spot of some scattered thunderstorms move through, stayed below the severe limit. Now you're just starting to see, if you're on the east side of town or looking east, you're seeing really dark clouds on the east side of Fort Smith, but you're going to be, all this is going to avoid you as it pushes basically directly north is where the system is heading. In Alma, Mulberry area, you're about to see a really good lightning show, staying within the severe limits as well. Let's take a look at that hail core again. This is really what we're focusing on, just to make sure this doesn't try to tick back up. Crossing over the river currently is that hail core. If you're on the southeastern side of Kibler, far southeastern side of Kibler, maybe starting to see some small pea-sized hail. Outside of this, unless you're directly near the river right now, you're seeing potentially some pea-sized hail. And as we got our latest update from radar, again, it continues to shrink. I will be surprised if they let this severe thunderstorm warning last all the way out until 8:15. But as long as they do, we'll continue to update you with what they're talking about right now. Again, this is the lowest we can go with the severe thunderstorm warning, is those 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts and small pea to nickel-sized hail. We had one yesterday across portions of southeastern Johnson County. We had one yesterday as well across portions of Sebastian and LaFleur County. So this is our third severe thunderstorm this weekend. You've probably seen a lot of scattered thunderstorms, probably very dark where you live when you start to see those cells move through, probably very loud with all this thunder, but it's just a quick flare up. These are not it's not a huge cold front moving through, bringing a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings. It's just so muggy outside that when these systems do move through, it does have the potential to cross over that severe limit, just barely enough to get a severe thunderstorm warning. A lot of questions about tornado threats. It is not in the forecast for tonight. We don't even have a level 1 marginal risk for severe weather. This is just a quick pop-up little storm right over south of Alma, moving through Kibler now. You don't have to worry about the tornado threat this evening, just a really good thunderstorm heading throughout the next about 30 minutes or so. And as it looks of it on radar, it looks like this system is dying out, and it's just going to be a really good lightning storm, severe thunderstorm warning, producing a lot of lightning, moving on the south side of Alma currently. It's starting to spread out a bit too, which is a good sign, starting to gust itself out. Let's take a direct look of where it's getting hit the hardest now. Kibler, you're going to be seeing some really heavy rainfall, some really strong wind gusts, and some potential lightning about over the next 15 to 20 minutes. Lavaca, you just went through it, and you're still seeing a lot of heavy rainfall and lightning right now, but you're almost in the clear. About 5-10 more minutes of some heavy rainfall still across portions of Lavaca. Charleston, you're in the clear. Outside of just a little bit of remnants of some heavy rainfall still trying to move through, but outside of that, you're in the clear for now. I'm going to switch over from our visible radar to our sweeping radar. It gives us a little bit of a better idea of where exactly the rainfall is. I'm going to go ahead and stop it to currently. So system again just south of Charleston. Charleston, you're going to be seeing some of that Greenwood. You're in the clear. Barling, we got some 5 News folks that live in Barling. You're going to see some heavy rainfall for about 5-10 minutes, maybe some strikes of lightning, some thunder. Lavaca, almost out of the clear. Kibler, Alma, anyone traveling east or west on 40, excuse me, you're going to be seeing some heavy rainfall over the next probably hour or so. Everybody on the east of Van Buren, you're in the clear for this evening as well. I'm going to try to pull up a camera real quick. I'll probably have to switch computers. So this is on the looking west from Fort Smith. I'm going to change this camera real quick, and we'll pull up something from I-40. Hang with me 1 second. We're working with IDOT right now to pull up this image. All right. And then we'll change to camera 2. And then what you're about to see here in just a second, that is not the correct wording for it. This is west of I-49, exit 12 in the Alma area. Again, this is in the Alma area. You're going to see some dark clouds here in a minute. Already see drivers with those flashers on. All right, so that should be pulled up for you there. All right. Got a lot of cars taking the exit here on exit 12. Again, this is in the Alma area. We got several cameras across 40 moving just outside of Alma. Again, all these clouds, we can't move this camera. We can only move our cameras that we have, but all of these dark clouds in the background, it's about to downpour in the Alma area. Already starting to see some rainfall. I'm seeing a lot of these cars driving through flashers, so maybe starting to see, it's really hard to tell, but it looks like they're driving right into maybe some water already on the roads, but it looks like further into this camera, we're seeing the heaviest downpour right now. I guess this is moving into Alma. Severe thunderstorm warning going for, let's see here, it's 7:52, so about another 15 minutes if it survives here. Rain stopped in Van Buren. We're reading our chat as well, so thank you for the updates. Let's get a closer look at this cell currently. We'll go back to that camera if we can see anything else, but right now it looks like it's just a really about to downpour. All right, here we go. I'm going to go ahead and pull up hail once again. I'll be really surprised if this system makes it all the way out till 8:15. We've continued to push through just north of Greenwood with this hail track. We've continued, the heaviest portion of that hail is that light gray that you're seeing over just on the east side of Lavaca. Probably saw some pea to nickel size hail. But as this has continued to close in on 40, this hail core has continued to die to the point where it's not even picking up anymore right as it crosses over 40. So that's a good sign. No car damage as travelers are traveling east and west on 40 this evening near Alma and Mulberry. For the most part, though, it's just a lot of lightning strikes currently and some heavy rainfall. I'll pull up radar once again, and I'll go ahead and just change it to the last 15 minutes or so it loops, and we'll zoom in here. The heaviest portion of that lightning is where we're going to see the strongest amount of potential for that hail. So that hail is stopped now as the leading edge of this is moving into Dyer currently. Alma, you're about to get downpour. Kibler still seeing a good downpour as well. And the severe thunderstorm warning still has to go out for another about 20 minutes or so. With that hail core dying, it'll be up to the National Weather Service to decide or not whether they're going to continue to let this severe thunderstorm warning roll or not. But for the most part, this is following the same trend that we saw from yesterday evening, where we are not expecting a whole lot of severe weather, and one of these cells just goes into an environment that's been untapped. Earlier on, if you were with us for the show, we were talking about how temperatures all over the place across the river valley were kind of very wonky. We saw Poto earlier on in the day was at 77, but Fort Smith just at 5:30 this evening was still at 89 degrees. So this area currently right now is still seeing some very warm temperatures and very high dew point values. That's why this one cell, as it crosses across 40, is starting to pop up as a severe thunderstorm warning this evening. Again, all folks in Fort Smith, if you got a window facing towards the east, you're seeing a really good show further out towards the east. You're not even really seeing any rainfall outside of maybe some sprinkles right now. Maybe this system that's trying to tail off on the west side of Barling is going to move through portions of Fort Smith, but it's just going to be some rainfall. The strongest portion of this severe thunderstorm warning, again, moving into Kibler, Alma, Dyer, and Mulberry. Mulberry even looks like it's going to be missed by the heaviest portion. I'd be mainly concerned if you're in the Dyer area. That's going to be where the strongest lightning core is going to be. That's going to be where the most intense rainfall is going to be as well, and the potential for some small pea-size hail. Again, we're tracking, that's the main concern we have with these systems, is it going to be a quick system that's just going to dump some hail? And right now, based off our radar signature, it looks like it's dying as it approaches Dyer. And look, they're even trimming down the severe thunderstorm warning even further. They've trimmed it already once, trimming it for a third time. I don't believe the severe thunderstorm warning is going to last as far as it's scheduled to, because they continue to trim this down. Just a quick pop-up system that brought some small hail across Lavaca, east side of Kibler, and it's already starting to die out. So we might wrap things up here in a little bit. Going through chat one more time. Meteorologist Stephen Abshire is coasting you through chat. Appreciate that. All right. Severe thunderstorm warning trimmed for a third time. This has happened 2 nights in a row where we've seen these quick little pop-up cells, and we're having another one for tonight, possibly seeing another one later this evening as well. Let's get a wide view since they continue to trim this down. That's a good news. We just got a special weather statement for this cell right here across portions of Charleston. So if we're talking about special weather statements now, the special weather statement reaches from Charleston all the way north to Ozark. So if we're starting to talk about special weather statements down, this system is not as strong as the severe thunderstorm warning was. Again, you see how strong the lightning core was over Lavaca. You saw really good thunderstorm pop up very quickly. And the difference between these two cells is that this one, even though it's coming together, not producing a lot of lightning, that best chance is just seeing some heavy rainfall. We'll keep our eye on that as it approaches the limits for severe thunderstorm warning. We talked about earlier about the cell moving. We'll keep our eye on this cell moving into southern portions of Washington County. We talked about these cells across portions of LaFleur County, moving through Poto right now, seeing some heavy rainfall, some strikes of lightning. Overall, though, only one area staying above the severe limits right now, and it looks like that's going to be pretty gone here pretty soon. We'll do one more look into our severe thunderstorm warning for Alma, Dyer, and Mulberry across I-40, heavy traveled area. So let's go ahead and pull up that camera one more time. Let's see what the difference looks like. This is the camera over exit 12 near Alma. It's pulling up here, it's loading in. And this is what we're talking about here. We're not seeing a whole lot of lightning, not seeing a whole lot of rain, or wind. It is just pouring outside of Alma currently. A lot of people taking the exit. A lot of people taking the exit, as it is just probably going to be talking about some potential quick water filling up on these roads because they can't drain it as soon as it's falling. But with all what we're seeing on this camera right now is just a complete downpour. So if you know anybody that travels on 40 this time of day, just tell them to look out here for about the next 15 minutes or so as it continues to push further up towards the north. But we just got to get the cell past 40. There's a little strike of lightning there. We just got to get this cell past 40, and then we don't have any high traveled areas. This is a high traveled area, obviously. So we got a good downpour right now with this camera. We'll go ahead and pull up radar again, see where it's heading. Lots of lightning in Alma. Yeah, so if you're Alma right now, Alma, Dyer, and just south of Mulberry. Kibler still seeing the strongest portion of this cell. Continues to weaken though, which is a good sign. 8 o'clock, 8:04 currently. So got about 10 minutes. They might let this ride out for another 10 minutes or so, and then we'll see if they decide to extend it or not. But the criteria that we need to meet here for severe thunderstorm warning is starting to fade because we're continuing to watch this cell push right over 40, and our hail core didn't even reach there. So probably not seeing anything in the way of some hail. Most likely just seeing a good heavy downpour right now and some lightning within the yellow polygon. It's a good sign if you're looking from Lavaca as it pushed north. See all this lightning right here, and then it just fades on away. So I think we're going to go ahead and wrap things up here in the next 5 minutes or so as this continues to die off. I don't believe they're going to let this severe thunderstorm warning go. If we do get extended or we see another severe thunderstorm warning pop up, we'll hop right back on. But as of now, I'll give you one more look at hail. Looks like the hail has significantly died off. If anything, we saw anywhere from pea to nickel size hail. Radar right now, if you're traveling on 40, or if you know anybody that usually travels 40 at this time of day between Alma and Mulberry, just give them a heads up that they're probably going to be in for some heavy rainfall, some lightning over the next 10 to 20 minutes or so. We'll give you one last look at our camera over exit 12. That's showing a good heavy downpour just outside of Alma, moving on 40. And we got flashes on cars on both sides of the road. So I believe right now they're seeing some lightning, but overall we're just seeing a really heavy downpour that's going to last for the next 10 to 15 minutes. If you're ever caught in one of these situations where you're traveling, you want to either find the exit right here, or you want to try to just take it slow, not advising for people to pull off to the side of the road. Oh, you see right there? Okay, so we've got some flooding situation going on in this portion of I-40. Take a look here as people are exiting. All this water that's coming up. So while we haven't received any information from the National Weather Service about a flood advisory or a flash flood advisory, We've got quite the situation right now of people driving through standing water across portions of I-40 near exit 12. I'm going to come right back to this camera to show you guys conditions, but I just want to zoom in really close to give a very specific idea to where this is if you're not familiar with the area. We're talking specifically, I can pull up my, all right, there's 40. About right here is exit 12, I believe, and then pushing off towards Dyer. This section right here, I'm going to turn off visibility, turn on sweeping radar, and I'll stop it. This is where the heaviest portion of this rainfall is right now. And even though we're not seeing our hail cores anymore, now we've got a situation of folks driving through standing water on I-40. So currently right now, this is not safe traveling conditions. If you're traveling anywhere from Alma and Dyer, even off to Mulberry. If you're going towards Van Buren, you're heading away from the storm, so continue pushing that way. But overall, we've got a situation right now where we're seeing standing water on our RDOT camera that we have access to. I'm going to pull that up real quick since we're about to lose our severe thunderstorm warning here in about 10 minutes or so. And this situation happens every once in a while where we just get one of these cells that downpours so quickly, so fast that the roads can't lose that water quick enough, and that's when we get that standing water. So taking a look at the exit ramp here, still seeing some of that standing water spraying off the side of some roads. This is why we're seeing all these flashers on their cars trying to drive through this. Semi-trucks pushing through, at least from the look that we just looked at a second ago, and now it looks like the intensity of this system has calmed down just a bit. Not that heavy extreme downpour, still raining, but not treacherous rainfall anymore. Hopefully in the next 10 minutes or so, this area near exit 12 outside of Alma is going to be able to lose all of this water on the roadways, and then things will start to speed back up again once this system pushes off of 40. All right, let's pull up radar one more time, and then we'll go ahead and wrap things up. Hopefully we get through this system with no accidents on 40. Obviously, we'll be updated by RDOT if we do have any accidents to report on. System south of Poto, starting to die down. Good news there. System, we'll keep an eye on this. Moving into this cell, pushing onto the south side of Washington County. We've only got about 5 minutes left on the severe thunderstorm warning, so we're going to go ahead and wrap things up again. The phrase that everybody, the meteorologists say in this situation is turn around, don't drown. If you do find yourself sometime this evening debating this decision to drive through standing water or not, it's the best decision to try to find an exit ramp or just turn around if you're able to. Otherwise, severe thunderstorm warning is about to expire across portions of Alma, Mulberry, and Dyer. Take it easy out there tonight. Strong wind gusts, potential lightning, and heavy torrential downpours are going to be capable with these pop-up systems here and there. Overall, though, our hail threat for this system moving through portions of I-40 has decreased a whole lot and didn't even reach I-40, so good news there. These systems, when they move into an untapped environment with those dew point values extremely high for this time of year, we could see these quick pop-up severe thunderstorm warnings. We'll keep you updated if you need to know anything else. Other than that, though, we'll get you back going throughout the rest of this evening, and just be aware that the potential is there for more severe thunderstorm warnings as we continue on throughout the rest of the evening.